Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Wednesday, June 11, 2025. On behalf of the San Antonio Vehicle Impound Facility Auction, I'd like to welcome you here to the auction through JoyRideAutos.com. My name is Dalia Ward Ariana. I'm licensed by the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation. My license number is 18222. Before we get started with today's sale, I will go over some important terms and conditions. You must be 18 years or older to bid on today's vehicles. All vehicles today are sold as is, where is, with no warranties expressed or implied. All sales are final. A $32 processing fee applies to each vehicle that is purchased, and there's also a platform fee. Both of these fees are added to your bid price as seen on your screen. All vehicles must be paid for no later than Thursday. Payments can be made today after the auction until 10 p.m. and tomorrow until 4 p.m. That is today. That is Wednesday today and Thursday tomorrow of this week. Registered bidder must present a valid ID when paying out. Payments need to be made in person by cash, Visa, MasterCard, or Discover. The gate to remove your vehicles will open today after the auction until 9 p.m. Thursday and Friday, that gate's open from 8:30 in the morning until 4 p.m. In order to remove any of the vehicles, you must have a paid invoice, and the vehicle must be removed by TDLR tow truck, trailer, or tow dolly with an electric winch. No guests are allowed when picking up your vehicle. It must be you only, and you must have a reflective vest on while you're in the yard. Vehicles must be registered within 20 days. This is a police impound, and if third-party issues arise, you will not be able to receive assistance. Buenas tardes, damas y caballeros. Hoy es miércoles, día 11 de junio de 2025. En nombre de la subasta de instalaciones de incautación de vehículos de San Antonio, me gustaría darle la bienvenida a la subasta a través de JoyRideAutos.com. Mi nombre es Dalia Ward Arriaga y tengo la licencia del Departamento de Licencias y Regulaciones de Texas. Mi número de licencia es 18222. Antes de comenzar con la oferta de hoy, repasaré los términos y condiciones importantes. Debe tener 18 años o más para ofertar por los vehículos de hoy. Todos los vehículos se venden tal como están, sin garantía expresa o implícita, y todas las ventas son definitivas. Se aplica una tarifa de procesamiento de $32 a cada vehículo que se compra y también hay una tarifa de plataforma. Ambas son agregadas al precio de oferta como aparecen en su pantalla. Todos los vehículos deben pagarse a más tardar el jueves. Los pagos se pueden realizar hoy después de la subasta hasta las 10 de la noche y mañana hasta las 4 de la tarde. Eso es miércoles hoy y jueves mañana de esta semana. El postor registrado deberá presentar una identificación válida al realizar su pago. Pagos deben realizarse en persona con efectivo, Visa, MasterCard, Discover. La puerta para retirar sus vehículos se abrirá hoy después de la subasta hasta las 9 de la noche. Jueves y viernes la puerta se abrirá de 8:30 de la mañana hasta las 4 de la tarde. Para retirar cualquier vehículo debe tener una factura pagada y el vehículo debe ser retirado mediante una grúa, remolque o plataforma rodante TDLR con una moza eléctrica. No se permiten invitados al momento de recoger su vehículo. Debe ser solo usted y debe tener un chaleco reflectante puesto mientras está dentro de la instalación. Los vehículos deberán matricularse en el plazo de 20 días. Este es un depósito policial y si surgen problemas con terceros no se les va a poder brindar asistencia. Y también, just adding to that, folks, in order to comply with the Department of Motor Vehicle Titling rules for auction sales, receipts will complete as follows. Your 2010 models and older will show unknown exempt, and 2011 to present will show not actual mileage. There is no exceptions to this rule, so please consider this rule when buying a vehicle here at the impound. This information can also be found online under the auction terms and conditions. Para cumplir con las normas de titulación del Departamento de Vehículos Motorizados, todos los recibos de venta de subasta se completarán de la siguiente manera. Para los modelos de 2010 y anteriores se mostrará exento desconocido, y para los modelos de 2011 en adelante no se muestra el kilometraje real. No hay excepciones, por lo que debe tener esto en cuenta al comprar un vehículo. Esta información también se puede encontrar en línea en los términos y condiciones. All right, folks, we got that number one, and please put off your pictures on that 2001 Freightliner semi-tractor. I'm at 3,050, now 3,100, 3,100, 3,100, sold 3,050, sold 3,050. Lot number 3 is going to be the 2021, Aaron, back up. We're on the bike, the first bike. All right, 2021 other. Here we go, folks. I'm at 200, now 2 1/4. 200 bid, now 2 1/4. Bid 2 1/4, 200, now 2 1/4. 225. Sold $200. Sold $200. Lot number 4 is the 2022 other. This one here, folks, is the 2022 other. Here we go. I'm at 3.5, now 375. This is the 2022 other, lot number 4, folks. I'm at 3.5, now 375. 3.5, now 375. 375. 375. 375. 375. Sold 3.5. Sold 3.5. Lot number 5 already. Let's move into the vehicles. 2012 Chevrolet Cruze, folks. This is your 2012 Chevrolet Cruze. There it is, folks. 575, now 600. $600. 575, now 600. Bid 600. 575, now 600. $600. Bid 600. 575, now 6. Now 6 1/4. Bid 6 1/4. 600, now 6 1/4. 625. 6 1/4. Now 6.5. I'm at 6 1/4. Now 6.5. Now 675. Bid 675. 675. 675. Now 700. $700. 675. Now 700. Bid 700. Sold 675. Sold 675. Lot number 6 is a rebuilt salvage 2004 Chevrolet Aveo. This is your rebuilt salvage 2004 Chevy Aveo, folks. Here we go. 5 1/4, now 5.5. 550. 5 1/4, now 5.5. Bid 5.5. 5 1/4, now 5.5. Bid 550. Sold 5 1/4. Sold 5 1/4. Lot number 7 is going to be your 2008 Mazda 3. This one here, folks, is your 2008 Mazda 3. I'm at 5 1/4, now 5.5. 550. 575, now 600. Bid 600. $600, now 6 1/4. 600 bid, now 6 1/4. Bid 6 1/4. 625. 625. Sold $600. Sold $600. Lot number 8 is the 2010 BMW X3. This is your 2010 BMW X3, folks. I'm at 1375, now 14 1/4. Bid 14 1/4. 1375, now 14 1/4. 1425. 1425. Sold 1375. Sold 1375. Lot number 9 is the 2004 Lincoln Town Car. This one here, folks, 2004 Lincoln Town Car. I'm at 4 1/4, now 4.5. 4 1/4, now 4.5. Bid 4.5. 4 1/4, now 4.5. 450. 4.5. Sold 4 1/4. Sold 4 1/4. Lot number 10 is a rebuild salvage, folks. Rebuild salvage 2002 Chevrolet Suburban. This one here, folks, 2002 Chevrolet Suburban. I'm at 6 1/4, now 6.5. 6.5. 675, now 700. $700. 675, now 700. Bid 700. 7 1/4, now 7.5. I need 7.5. 7 1/4. 7.5. 775, now 800. Bid 800. $800. Bid 800. Sold 775. Sold 775. Lot number 11 is going to be the 2015 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport. Here we go, folks. 2015 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport. Here we go. I'm at 975, now 1,000. $1,000. 1,050. Bid 1,050. 1,000, now 1,050. Now 1,100. 1,100. Now 11.5. 11.5. Now 1,200. Bid 1,200. 1,200. $1,200. Now 12.5. I need 12.5. 200, now 12.5. 1,250. 12.5. Now 13. Bid 13. 1,300. Now 13.5. Bid 13.5. 1,350. Now 14. Bid 14. 14.5. Now 15. Bid 15, 1500, now 15 and a half, 1550, 1550, now 16. Bid 16, now 16 and a half. I'm at 1600, now 16 and a half. Bid 1650. Sold $1,600, sold $1,600. Lot number 12 is the 2000 Chevrolet Cavalier. This one here, folks, is a 2000 Chevrolet Cavalier, folks. I'm at 200, now 2 and a quarter. 200 bid, now 2 and a quarter, 2 and a half, now 275. Bid 275, 275, 275. Sold 2 and a half, sold 2 and a half. Lot number 13 is the 1996 Ford Explorer. 1996 Ford Explorer, folks. I'm at 275, 300, now 3 and a quarter. 300 bid, now 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half, now 375. Bid 375, 375, 375. 400, now 4 and a quarter. 400 bid, now 4 and a quarter. Bid 4 and a quarter, 425, 4 and a quarter. 4 and a half, now 475. I'm at 4 and a half, now 475. Bid 475. 500, now 5 and a quarter. 5 and a bid, now 5 and a quarter. Bid 5 and a quarter, 525. Sold $500, sold $500. Lot number 14 is a rebuild salvage, folks. This is a rebuild salvage 2012 Ford Mustang. Rebuild salvage, 12 and a half, now 13, now 13 and a half. I'm at 13 and a half, now 14, now 14 and a half, now 15, 15 and a half, now 16. Bid 16, now 16 and a half, 17, 1700, 17 and a half, now 18, 1800. 800, now 18 and a half, now 19, now 19 and a half. Bid 19 and a half, 1950, 1950, now 2000. Bid 2000, 19 and a half, now 2000, now 2050. Bid 2050, 2050, now 21. Bid 21, 2100, now 21 and a half. Bid 21 and a half, 2150, now 22. Bid 2200, now 22 and a half. Bid 22 and a half, now 23. 2300, 23 and a half. I need 23 and a half. Bid 2350, now 24. I'm at 23 and a half, now 24. Bid 2400, 2400, 2400, now 24 and a half. I'm at 24, now 24 and a half. Bid 24 and a half, 2450, now 25. Bid 25, 24 and a half, now 25. Bid 25, 2500. Sold 24 and a half, sold 24 and a half. Next coming up is going to be the 2018 Nissan Sentra. Here we go on the 2018 Nissan Sentra. Here we go. 3 and a half, now 375. 400, now 4 and a quarter. 400 bid, now 4 and a quarter. 4 and a half, now 475. 500, now 5 and a quarter. 5 and a quarter, 5 and a half, now 575. 575, now 600. Bid 600. 6 and a half, now 675. 675, 700, now 7 and a quarter. Bid 7 and a quarter. 7 and a half, now 775. Bid 775, 800, now 8 and a quarter. 800 bid, now 8 and a quarter. Bid 8 and a quarter. Now 8 and a half. I'm 8 and a quarter, now 8 and a half, now 875. 875, now 900, now 9 and a quarter. Bid 9 and a quarter. 900, now 9 and a quarter. 925. Sold $900, sold $900. Next up is going to be lot number 16. It's going to be a 2005 Toyota Corolla. Here we go. 2005 Toyota Corolla. I'm 8 and a quarter, now 8 and a half. 8 and a quarter, now 8 and a half. Bid 8 and a half, 850, 850, 875, now 900. Bid 900, 9 and a quarter, now 9 and a half. I'm 9 and a quarter, now 9 and a half. Bid 9 and a half, 950. 9 and a half. Bid 950. Sold 9 and a quarter, sold 9 and a quarter. Next up is going to be lot number 17. It is a 2011 Mercedes C-Class, folks. This one here is your 2011 Mercedes C-Class. Here we go. 809 and a quarter. 809 and a quarter. Bid 8 and a quarter. 825. Now 8 and a half. I'm 8 and a quarter. Now 8 and a half. Bid 8 and a half. 850. 850. Sold 8 and a quarter. Sold 8 and a quarter. Lot number 18 is a 2020 Hyundai Elantra. This one here, folks, is a 2020 Hyundai Elantra, folks. I'm at 1800, 18 and a half, now 19. 1900, now 19 and a half, 19 and a half, now 2000. Bid 2000, 2000, now 2050, now 21. Bid 21, 2100, 2100, 2100, now 21 and a half, 21 and a half, now 22. Bid 22, 22, now 22 and a half, now 23. I need 23, 22 and a half, now 23. 2300. Sold 22 and a half. Sold 22 and a half. Lot number 19 is going to be the 2003 Chevrolet Silverado. This one here, folks, is your 2003 Chevrolet Silverado. I'm at 9 and a quarter, 9 and a half, 975, now 1,000, 1,050, now 1,100. Bid 1,100, 100, now 11 and a half, 11 and a half, now 1,200. Bid 1,200, 1,200, $1,200. Sold 11 and a half. Sold 11 and a half. Lot number 20 is a 2021 Mitsubishi Mirage G4, folks. 2021 Mitsubishi Mirage G4. 775, now 800, 9 and a quarter, 8 and a quarter, 9 and a half, 875, now 900, 9 and a quarter, 9 and a half, bid 9 and a half, 975, 1,000, 1,050, 1,050, 1,100, now 11 and a half, 11 and a half, now 1,200, bid 1,200, now 12 and a half, 12 and a half, now 13, bid 13, 1,300, 1,300, now 13 and a half, bid 13 and a half, 1,350, now 14, bid 14, 1,400, now 14 and a half, bid 14 and a half, 1,450, now 15. Bid 15, 14 and a half, now 15. Bid 1,500, now 15 and a half. 1,500, now 1,550. 1,550, now 16. I need 16. 1,550, now 16. 1,600, 1,600. Sold 1,550. Sold 1,550. Lot number 21 is a 2016 Dodge Challenger. This one here, folks, is a 2016 Dodge Challenger. 1,900, now 19 and a half, 2,000, 2,050, 2,100, 21 and a half, now 22. 22 and a half, now 23. 23 and a half, 24, 24 and a half, now 25. 25 and a half, now 26. 26 and a half, now 27. 27 and a half, now 28. 28 and a half, now 29. 2,900, bid 2,900. 2,900. Sold 28 and a half. Sold 28 and a half. Lot number 22 is a 2011 Hyundai Accent. This one here, folks, 2011 Hyundai Accent, folks. Here we go. I'm at 6 and a quarter, now 6 and a half. 6 and a quarter, now 6 and a half. Bid 6 and a half. 650, 6 and a half. Sold 6 and a quarter. Sold 6 and a quarter. Lot number 23 is a 2016 Nissan Rogue. This one here is your 2016 Nissan Rogue, folks. 7 and a quarter, now 7 and a half. 7 and a quarter, now 7 and a half. 750, 7 and a half. 775, now 800. Bid 800. 775, now 800. Bid 800, 8 and a quarter, now 8 and a half. I'm 8 and a quarter, now 8 and a half. Bid 8 and a half. 850, 850. Sold 8 and a quarter. Sold 8 and a quarter. Coming up next is your 2016 Kia Sorento, folks. This one here is your 2016 Kia Sorento. I'm at 11 and a half, now 1,200. 11 and a half, now 1,200. Bid 1,200, 11 and a half, now 1,200, $1,200, $1,200, 12 and a half, now 13. I'm 1,300, now 13 and a half, 14 and a half, now 15, 1,500, 14 and a half, now 15, now 15 and a half, 1,500, now 15 and a half, bid 1,550, 1,550, now 16. I need 16, 1,550, now 16, bid 16, 1,600, 1,600, sold 1,550, sold 1,550, sold 1,550. Next up is lot number 25. This is your 1994 Chevrolet CK Series. There it is, folks. 575, now 600. 575, now 600. Now 6 and a quarter. 6 and a bit, now 6 and a quarter. Big 6 and a quarter. Now 6 and a half. On 6 and a quarter, now 6 and a half. 75. Big 6. Lot number 26 is your 2013 Chrysler 200. This one here, folks, is going to be the 2013 Chrysler 200, folks. Here we go. 5 and a quarter, now 5 and a half. I'm 5 and a quarter, now 5 and a half. Bid 5 and a half, 5 and a quarter, now 5 and a half. 550, 575, now 600. Bid 600, 575, now 600. Bid 600. Sold 575, sold 575. Lot number 27 is your 1997 Chevrolet CK Series. This one here is the 1997 Chevy CK Series, folks. Here we go. 900, 9 and a quarter, 9 and a half, now 975. Bid 975, now 1,000, 1,050. $1,000 bid, now 1,050. Bid 1,050. Made 50, now 1,100. I'm at 1,100, now 11 and a half. Bid 11 and a half. 1,150, bid 1,150, now 1,200. I need 1,200, 11 and a half, now 1,200, now 12 and a half, bid 12 and a half, 1,250, 12 and a half, sold $1,200, sold $1,200. Lot number 28 is a 2005 Ford Focus. This is your 2005 Ford Focus. I'm at 575, now 600. Bid 600, 575, now 600. Bid 600, $600. Bid 600. Sold 575, sold 575. Lot number 29 is a 2004 Toyota Highlander. This one here is your 2004 Toyota Highlander, folks. I'm at 400, now 4 and a quarter, 4 and a half, now 475. 500, now 5 and a quarter, 5 and a quarter, now 5 and a half. I'm 5 and a half, now 575. Bid 575, 575, now 600. Bid 600, 600, now 6 and a quarter, 6 and a bid, now 6 and a quarter, now 6 and a half. I need 6 and a half, 6 and a quarter, now 6 and a half, now 675. Bid 675, 675, 675. Sold 6 and a half, sold 6 and a half. Lot number 30 is your 2001 Honda CR-V, folks. This one here, folks, is going to be your 2001 Honda CR-V. Here we go. 4 and a quarter, now 4 and a half. 4 and a quarter, now 4 and a half. Bid 4 and a half. 4 and a quarter, now 4 and a half. 450, 4 and a half. Sold 4 and a quarter, sold 4 and a quarter. Lot number 31 is a 2006 Honda Odyssey, folks. This one here is your 2006 Honda Odyssey. 7 and a half, now 775. 7 and a half, now 775. Bid 775, 775. 775, now 800. Bid 800, 775, now 800. Bid 800, $800. Bid 800. Sold 775, sold 775. Lot number 32 is a no engine, no transmission. No engine, no transmission, 2005 Chevrolet Silverado. Esta no tiene motor y no tiene transmisión, como pueden ver. 2005 Chevy Silverado, folks. 200, now 2 and a quarter. 200 bid, now 2 and a quarter. 225, 225. Sold $200, sold $200. Lot number 33 is a 2012 Nissan Altima, folks. This one here is your 2012 Nissan Altima. I'm 300, now 3 and a quarter. 300 bid, now 3 and a quarter. 325, 3 and a half, now 375. 400, now 4 and a quarter. Bid 4 and a quarter, 425. 4 and a quarter, now 4 and a half. 4 and a half, now 475. Bid 475, 475. Now 500. $500. 475, now 500, now 5 and a quarter. 500, now 5 and a quarter. 525, now 5 and a half. I'm at 5 and a quarter, now 5 and a half, now 575. 575, now 600, $600. Bid 600. Bid 600. Sold 575. Sold 575. Lot number 34 is the 1998 Ford F-150, folks. 1998 Ford F-150, folks. Here we go. I'm at 7 and a quarter, now 7 and a half. 7 and a quarter, now 7 and a half. Bid 7 and a half. 9 and a half, now 975, now 1,000. 1,050, now 1,100. Means 10, 1,100, now 11 and a half. I'm at 11 and a half. 11 and a half, now 1,200, now 12 and a half. I need 12 and a half. 1,200, now 12 and a half, now 13. I need 13. 12 and a half, now 13. Bid 13, 1,300. Sold 12 and a half. Sold 12 and a half. Taurus, folks. I'm at 1,000, 1,050. 1,000 bid, now 1,000. Need 50. 1,000, 1,050. Bid 1,050. Now 1,100. I'm at 1,050. Now 1,100. Bid 1,100. Sold 1,050. Sold 1,050. The next up is going to be your lot number 36. It is a 2008 Chevrolet Equinox, folks. 2008 Chevrolet Equinox. Here we go. I'm at 2 and a quarter, now 2 and a half. 2 and a half, now 275, now 300. Bid 300. 275, now 300. $300, now 3 and a quarter. 300 bid, now 3 and a quarter, now 3 and a half. I'm at 3 and a quarter, now 3 and a half. Bid 3 and a half. 350. Sold 3 and a quarter. Sold 3 and a quarter. Lot number 37 is your 2004 Ford F-150, folks. 2004 Ford F-150 is your 2004 Ford F-150, folks. 2004 Ford F-150. Here we go. 570, now 600. Bid 600. 575, now 600. Now 6 and a quarter. 600, now 6 and a quarter. Now 6 and a half. I'm 6 and a half. 675, 700. $700, now 7 and a quarter. 700 bid, now 7 and a quarter. Now 7 and a half. 7 and a half, now 775. Now 800. Bid 800. 800, now 8 and a quarter. Now 8 and a half. I'm 8 and a quarter. Now 8 and a half. Bid 8 and a half. 850. 850, now 875. 875, now 900. Now 9 and a quarter. 9 and a quarter. Now 9 and a half. Now 975. 975, now 1,000. 1,050. Bid 1,050. Means 50. Sold 1,000. Sold 1,000. Lot number 38 is the 2018 Chevrolet Silverado. 2018 Chevrolet Silverado, folks. Here we go. 1,700, now 17 and a half. I'm at 1,700, now 17 and a half. 17 and a half, 18, now 18 and a half. I'm at 1,800, 18 and a half, now 19, now 19 and a half. Bid 19 and a half, now 2,000, now 2,050. Bid 2,050, 2,050, 2,100, 21 and a half, now 22. 22 and a half, bid 22 and a half, 2,250. 23, now 23 and a half. Bid 23 and a half, 24, now 24 and a half, now 25. 25 and a half, now 26, 26 and a half, 27, now 27 and a half, 27 and a half, now 28, 28 and a half. Bid 28 and a half, 28.50, 2,900, now 29 and a half. Bid 29 and a half, 29.50, now 3,000, now 3,050. Bid 3,050, now 31, now 31 and a half. Bid 31.50, now 32. I'm 32, now 32 and a half. 32 and a half, now 33, now 33 and a half. Bid 33 and a half, now 34, now 34 and a half. Bid 34 and a half, now 35, 35 and a half. Bid 35 and a half, 36, now 36 and a half. On the Chevy Silverado, 36 and a half. 3,700, now 37 and a half. I'm at 37, now 37 and a half. Bid 37.50, 38, now 38 and a half. I'm at 3,800, now 38 and a half. 39, now 39 and a half, now 4,000. 4,050, bid 4,050, now 41, 41 and a half, bid 41 and a half, 41.50, now 42, now 42 and a half. 4,300, now 43 and a half, bid 43.50, 44, now 44 and a half, bid 44 and a half, 44.50, 45, now 45 and a half. I'm at 4,500, now 45 and a half, now 46, 46 and a half. Bid 46 and a half, 47, now 47 and a half. Bid 47.50, 48, now 48 and a half. Bid 48.50, 49, now 49 and a half. Bid 49 and a half, 49.50, 4,950. Sold 4,900, sold 4,900. Lot number 39 is a 2003 Ford Expedition. Ouch. This is your 2003 Ford Expedition, folks. I'm at 2 1/4, now 2 1/2. 2 1/4, now 2 1/2. Bid 2 1/2, now 275. I need 275. 300, now 3 1/4, now 3 1/2. 3 1/2, now 375. Bid 375, now 400. $400, now 4 1/4, now 4 1/2. Bid 4 1/2, now 475. 475, now 500, now 5 1/4. 5 and a bid, now 5 1/4. 525, now 5 1/2. I'm 5 1/4, now 5 1/2, now 575. Bid 575, 575, now 600. Bid 600, now 6 1/4. 6 1/4, now 6 1/2. Bid 6 1/2, 650, now 675. I'm 6 1/2, now 675, now 700, now 7 1/4. Bid 7 1/4, 725, now 7 1/2. I'm 7 1/4, now 7 1/2. Bid 7 1/2, 750. Sold 7 1/4, sold 7 1/4. Lot number 40 is a 2001 Hyundai Santa Fe, folks. This one here is a 2001 Hyundai Santa Fe, and this is lot number 39, folks. 2 1/4, not 2 1/2. I'm at 2 1/4, not 2 1/2, not 275. Bid 275. Give us one. Oh, what did I say? Lot number 40 is a 2001 Hyundai Santa Fe. I'm on the right one. 3 1/4, not 3 1/2. I said the wrong number. 3 1/4, not 3 1/2. Sold 3 1/4, sold 3 1/4. Lot number 41 is a 2016 Mazda CX-9. Here we go, folks. 2016 Mazda CX-9. Your lot number 41, folks. 4,800, now 48 1/2. 48 1/2, now 49. Bid 49, 4,900, 49 1/2. Bid 49 1/2, 5,000, now 51. Bid 5,100, now 52. Bid 52, now 53. I'm 5,200, now 53, now 54. 5,400, now 55. 5,500, now 56. Bid 5,600, now 57. I need 57. 5,600, now 57, now 58. Bid 5,800, 5,800, now 59. I'm at 5,900, now 6,000, $6,000, now 61. Bid 6,100, 6,100, now 62. I need 62. 6,200, now 63. Bid 63. 6,300, now 64. I'm at 64, now 65. Bid 6,500, 6,500, now 66. 6,500, now 66, now 67. Bid 6,700, 6,700. 6,700. Sold 6,600, sold 6,600. Lot number 42 is your 2003 Ford F-150, folks. Here we go, 2003 Ford F-150, folks. 4.25 now, 4.5. I'm 4.5, 475, 500 now, 5.25 now, 5.5. I'm 5.5 now, 575, 600, 6.25, 6.5, 675, 700, 7.25, 7.5, 775, now 8, now 8.25, 8.5, now 875, now 900, now 9.25, 9.5, 9.5, now 975, 975, 1,000, 1,050. Then 1,050 means 50, 1,050. Now 1,100. I'm at 1,050, now 1,100. Means $1,100. Sold 1,050, sold 1,050. Lot number 43 is a 2002 Toyota Sequoia. 2002 Toyota Sequoia, folks. Here we go. I'm at 475, now 500. $500. 475, now 500. Bid 500. 5.25, now 5.5. I'm 5.25, now 5.5. Bid 5.5. 575, now 600. $600. 600, now 6.25, now 6.5. Bid 6.5. 650, 6.5. Sold 6.25, sold 6.25. Lot number 44 is your 2003 Chevrolet Tahoe, folks. This one here is your 2003 Chevrolet Tahoe. Here we go. 200, now 2.25. 200 bid, now 2.25, now 2.5. I'm 2.5, now 275. Bid 275, now 300. Bid 300. 300, now 3.25, now 3.5. I need 3.5. 3.5, now 375, now 400, now 4.25. Bid 4.25, now 4.5, now 475. 475, now 500, now 5.25. I'm 5.5, now 575, now 600. Bid 600, now 6.25. I'm 6.5, now 675. Bid 675, now 700. 700, now 7.25. Bid 7.25. 725, now 7.5. I'm at 7.5, now 775, now 800. Bid 800, now 8.25. 800 bid, now 8.25. Now 8.5. I'm 8.25, now 8.5. Bid 8.5. 850. Sold 8.25, sold 8.25. Lot number 45 is your 2008 Mitsubishi Other, folks. 2008 Mitsubishi Other. Here we go. 500, now 5.25. 500 bid, now 5.25. 525. 5.25, now 5.5. Bid 5.5, now 575. Bid 575. 575. Now 600. Bid 600. 600, now 6.25. 600 bid, now 6.25. Bid 6.25. Now 6.5. I'm 6.25, now 6.5. Bid 6.5, now 675. 675, now 700. $700, now 7.25. 700 bid, now 7.25. Bid 725. 7.25. 7.5, now 775. I'm at 7.5, now 775. 775, now 800. $800. 775, now 800. Bid 800. $800. Sold 775. Sold 775. Next up is going to be lot number 46. This is your 2013 Kia Rio, folks. 2013 Kia Rio. 7.25, now 7.5. I'm 7.25, now 7.5. Bid 7.5. 7.25, now 7.5. 750. 7.5. All done, all through. 775, now 800. Bid 800. 8.25, now 8.5. I need 8.5. 8.25, now 8.5. Bid 8.5. 850. 875, now 900. Bid 900. 875, now 900. Now 9.25. 900 bid, now 9.25. Bid 9.25. 925. Sold $900. Sold $900. There you go. Next up is going to be the 2011 Mazda 6, folks. And this is lot number 47, is the 2011 Mazda 6. I'm at 200, now 2 1/4. 2 now 2 1/4, 2.5, now 275. 300, now 3 1/4. Bid 3 1/4, 325. 3.5, now 375. 400, now 4 1/4. Bid 4 1/4, 425. 475, 500, now 5 1/4. 500 bid, now 5 1/4. 5.5, 575. 600, now 6 1/4. Bid 6 1/4, 625. 625, now 6.5. I'm 6 1/4, now 6.5. Bid 6.5. 650. Sold 6 1/4, sold 6 1/4. Lot number 48 is the 2003 Chevrolet Cavalier, folks. This one here is your 2003 Chevy Cavalier. 2 1/4, now 2.5. I'm 2 1/4, now 2.5. Bid 2.5, now 275. Bid 275, now 300, now 3 1/4. 300 bid, now 3 1/4. Bid 3 1/4, 325. 321, now 3.5. I'm 3 1/4, now 3.5. 350. 3.5, now 375. Bid 375, 375. Sold 3.5. Sold 3.5. Lot number 49 is going to be the 2008 BMW 3 Series.